Good afternoon, Facebook. Today we are live at Cui Hua Restaurant. It's the first outlet of Hong Kong's Cha Chan Ting chain in Hong Kong, which is called Cui Hua, and it has landed in Singapore, in Clarke Quay to be exact. And it opens tomorrow, June 15. So we get a sneak peek ahead of its official opening tomorrow. So let's go in and check it out. Alright, and we are inside the restaurant now. The restaurant seats more than 140 people, and as you can see, it really looks like a very classical style of a Cha Chan Ting. Look at the lights and the checkered red and white motifs. There we can see the kitchen, and of course we know that Cui Hua is famous for its mix of Western and Chinese style of cooking, and of course you can't miss its milk tea. We love its thick toast with condensed milk, and of course instant noodles with pork cartilage. So lots of exciting dishes here, and of course you know that Cui Hua has partnered with local seafood group Jumbo Group to open its first outlet in Southeast Asia. It has more than around 60 outlets in Hong Kong, Macau, China, and now it has landed in Southeast Asia in Singapore. Right, and you can see the nice booths here with me. And today I have with me Mr. Peter Pang, Chief Executive Officer of Cui Hua's Group. Hi, Mr. Pang.
Hi everybody, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very proud to introduce our Cui Hua in your channel, in Facebook. And maybe it's because Cui Hua, our business nature is Cha Chan Ting. So maybe I start to introduce what is Cha Chan Ting culture first.
Sure, yeah. So share with us what exactly is Cha Chan Ting culture from Hong Kong?
Very good question. Okay, Cha Chan Ting means the restaurant that provide cha means tea, Chan Ting means restaurant, and back to last century, 40 to 50s, it's a very common term, Cha Chan Ting. And inside the Cha Chan Ting, we most likely they will provide some simply Western food, and together with some Cantonese food and some drinks, tea as well. So Cha Chan Ting start from cha means tea. Tea always is one of the most important products in our Cui Hua restaurant as well. So tea, we treat tea very, very serious. Every single cup of tea, before we serving the tea, we will preheat the cup individually to try to make the cup as heat as possible. And then before that, and after we heat the cup, then we pour inside the tea. And when we decided to use the tea, we start from our very professional procurement department to purchase the best quality of tea leaves from over the world. And after that, we'll use our own recipe to make our own tea. So our Cui Hua milk tea is very, very unique, and I can say it's a very good quality.
Mr. Pang, but what's so special about Cui Hua's milk tea that is so famous for?
Well, it's because we have our own recipe for the last 50 more years, and also we treat our milk tea is very seriously. And so when next time when you come to our restaurant to enjoy our Cui Hua milk tea, when you can enjoy basically in 3 layers. First, the color. You can see our color is very brown, very golden color. And the secondly is the flavor. The aroma, you can smell it very directly, and if you have a very, very fresh tea leaves smell. And also after that, when you swallow it, when you're enjoying the tea, on the way you swallow it, you can have the feeling how smooth, how good taste the tea is. So that is the Cui Hua milk tea.
I see. And of course, most people would order the Cui Hua milk tea with the toast.
It's not a simple toast.
Okay.
What you're looking at now, that is what we call Cui Hua crispy bun. 奶油猪,
奶油猪,
crispy bun. It's a very our famous and signature dish, both in Hong Kong, in China, Macau, and also now I think most of the Singaporeans like this dish as well. So our bun, we have our own recipe to make the bread, and then every single crispy bun we treat it before we will put it inside the toast maker for a certain minutes, and after that we'll cover it with butter, and then the last we will put on the condensed milk. But that one maybe it can be a few minutes already. So if you came to our restaurant, when our waiter served the crispy bun to you in front of you, you can smell it already. It's very very good smell, and also the bun itself, the texture is very crispy.
Yes.
And also the butter and the condensed milk is very good matching and very balanced taste.
Yes, I think you need totally skill for that balance of taste with the condensed milk and the butter.
Yes.
Great. And so besides tea and toast, we also have main dishes here at Tui Hua. We know that Tui Hua has a lot of dishes in Hong Kong.
Yes, you're
so,
right.
And in Singapore, we have one of the most famous dishes here. So you could share more about that.
Yes, and as you can see that now in front of me is the curry lamb chop. Okay, we have our own recipe for the curry, and the inside the curry we have so many different kind of ingredients and herbs, and we maintain this secret recipe for the last 50 years.
Okay.
And also the lamb chop, we purchase the best quality lamb chop from New Zealand and also from Australia. And then once we have it, we have our own way and also our own method memory in our kitchen.
That sounds great. So for Tui Hua has lots of dishes in Hong Kong. So in Singapore, roughly how many percent of the dishes are in the Singapore outlet?
So
Roughly,
okay,
yeah.
that's another good question, and it's because our menu in Hong Kong is very extensive, and I think in the being the first outlet in Singapore, we will introduce and push our major dishes, and like the milky crispy bun and also the curry lamb chop, and we will introduce and promote the other signature dishes from time to time.
From time to time.
Yes.
That's great. So in terms of food, is there or interiors wise anything new, or how different the Singapore outlet is as compared to the other Tui Hua outlets that we have?
So far we have more than 70 outlets, both in China, in Hong Kong, Macau, and now in Singapore. And we have more or less the same thing in terms of the design and also the style, but we have for every single outlet we have different style and also different maybe color matching. Like this one, our concept is modern and contemporary design with some fresh look and some young look, as you can see from the lighting, and also from overall design.
Great. Yes. And of course, for you mentioned that Tui Hua has around more than 70 outlets in Hong Kong, in China, in Macau. So why decide to open in Singapore?
Wow, Singapore is because in terms of the weather and also in terms of the living habit, Singaporean is very close to Hong Kong people, and also Singapore is a very modern and very can accept the new idea and new concept country. So that's why we decided to open our first outlet in the whole East Asia in Singapore.
I see. And it's partnering with Jumbo Group.
Yes, and also as Jumbo is also very famous brand in Singapore, and also they has been established their business in Singapore is more than 30 years. So I think it's a very good partner to us.
That's great. And in Singapore we are all foodies, like in Hong Kong, we love our food, and many of them have also been to Tui Hua to try the food over in Hong Kong. So how will like consistency, how will quality, the taste of the food, how is it? How will you guys ensure that it's maintained, and that's what we have in Hong Kong?
Okay, first of all, for the raw material, we will use the same raw material for our food product. And apart from that, we we have sent about six Hong Kong executives, 6 Hong Kong chefs to come here to work with the local production team to make sure all the products are very Tsui Wah original style.
So to ensure that,
Yes.
Oh, great! I see. That sounds good. And pricing wise, how's it like?
Oh,
over-
pricing!
Yeah.
I would say it's quite a friendly pricing. We start from 4 Singapore dollar till, well, I think the average share is about 15 something Singapore dollar per head per check.
That's great. Okay, and lastly, what are future plans that Tsui Hua have over here in Singapore?
Well, I will keep it open. It's because we won't ignore any possibility in the future, but we will see the first one after the first one open, and we will see how it goes, and then we'll plan ahead.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Mr.
you very much.
Pang.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.